Welcome. Today, I want to talk about something that many adults struggle with but don't often talk about. And that's the fact that as an adult, it can be hard to make new friends. Remember when you were a kid and maybe your teacher put you at a table with new kids, and by lunchtime, you had friends. But as adults, it's not quite that easy. We have busy lives, we relocate, we have job changes, and it's just harder to meet new people and cultivate friendships. So, I want to talk about some practical things that you can do to make new friends as an adult. But first, I want to just address mindset. It's important that if you're going to go out into the world looking to make new friends, it's important to remember that you are someone who is worth getting to know, that others would be lucky to know you. Think about some of your beautiful qualities and attributes. Those are the things that you're offering the world. Be proud of that. Sometimes we might carry narratives with us that tell us there's something wrong with me. Or, everybody around me, they're just a certain way. I just don't belong. If you're telling yourself these things, they're probably fear based messages that have come from past experiences. But these narratives are likely to serve as a barrier between you and others. So I really encourage you to challenge the narratives. If you can let go of them, great. But if you can't, maybe pretend they don't exist. What if you were to just pretend that those things are not real? Act as if. See what happens. Okay, now let's talk about the 5 practices. If you want to build the skills to make new friends, here's where we start. The first thing is to put yourself in new places. What are some things that you like to do? Maybe draft a list of your interests. Do you like pickleball, or do you enjoy chess? Do you like reading books? And then explore what are some activities or groups or meetings or classes that could help you to meet others who share those interests. Is there events going on, volunteer work? There is often a lot going on in our communities that we're unaware of. So do some research, talk to others, and identify some things, some places you're willing to go that get you out of your comfort zone so that you could actually meet new people. Okay, the next practice is to practice starting micro interactions. What is a micro interaction? It's basically small talk. This is just having some opening questions, ideally open-ended questions. Did you have a nice week and what'd you do? Do you come here a lot? What do you like about this place? Ooh, those shoes are nice. Are they comfortable? This could be anything that just helps to open up a conversation. So start micro interactions and watch as some of them blossom into full-blown conversations. Okay, the next practice is to be warm and approachable. This is really important. 96% of communication is nonverbal. People are reading us before we even open our mouths. And if you're someone who feels a little uncomfortable in new environments or around strangers, you may tend to tense up. You might have closed body posture. You might tend to look down. So let's just practice making that different to where you relax your body. Maybe have rounded shoulders. Try making eye contact and maybe just having a warm smile on your face. Even if this feels unnatural, I assure you that if you practice this, it will start to become a little more comfortable for you. But having a warm and approachable disposition really sends a strong, inviting message to others that you're someone who is open to and interested in connecting. Okay, the next thing I want to suggest for you is to, as you start small talk, think of ways to share some small vulnerabilities. Sometimes when we're talking, we keep things kind of superficial, which is okay because it gets the interaction going. But if you can move into small vulnerabilities, nothing big and heavy, you're not sharing childhood trauma, but maybe something like, I decided to come here today because I've been working a lot lately and I just think I need to balance my life out. Or, I'm new in the area. I'm trying to make some friends, so that's why I thought I'd check this out. Things you can share about yourself that show you're human. These are things that others sometimes can really lean into, they can relate to, they can connect with. It just helps you to deepen the level of conversation, and that might help you to experience some kind of a bonding feeling with this new person. Okay, and the final practice I want to share is to extend an invitation. Once you have gotten some small talk going, if you continue to see someone and have small exchanges, consider extending an invitation. You're the only one that can decide when is the appropriate time. But what could you invite someone to do? Could you invite someone to go to coffee with you? Or do you want to Do you want to maybe have lunch after this next week or go for a walk? These are simple, local, concrete experiences that you can invite someone to join you with. And it's okay if they say no. It doesn't mean they're rejecting you as a person. They might not just be available for it. But by extending invitation, you're letting someone know that you would be interested in getting to know them better. And if they can't join you, there's nothing that's lost. Just remember that it takes time to build connection and trust and friendship. So extending an invitation is a great way to do that. I hope that some of these suggestions sound like things you're comfortable doing and are willing to do. The important thing is to remember that friendships don't happen overnight. It's kind of like creating a garden. Every time you go somewhere, every time you start up some small talk, you're planting seeds. And if you're consistent and you keep showing up and you keep watering those seeds, ultimately you will develop some new friendships and you're worth it. Friendships can add so much to our lives. They give us support and richness and companionship, and you deserve all of that. So best of luck applying these suggestions and take care of yourself. Thank you for joining me. Feel free to subscribe or share this video if you know someone who could benefit from it, and let's keep growing together. See you next time.